welcome to a new semester of Mason Sports Insider. I am Tyler Byrum, sitting alongside my new co-host, Dan Ward, looking forward to giving you the latest and greatest in Mason athletic news. Before we get started, first of all, let's welcome to the show, Dan Ward.
Thanks for having me, Tyler. Again, guys, I'm Dan Ward. Happy to be here. Happy for another year of Mason Sports Insider, and looking forward to another great year of Mason athletics.
Yeah, it's going to be a great season and semester. We're going to have some previews here today, not your traditional Mason Sports Insider episode. Have a whole lot of new things coming your way. There's going to be a new opener coming up soon. But let's start things off with the men's soccer team. After a heartbreaking end to the 2014 season, just missing an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament, the team is ready to get back at it. Fortunately for the Patriots, the only player missing from the starting lineup this season will be Timmy Mulgrew, who is now playing in the New England Revolution's farm system. I mean, who could forget the season he had last year? This year, the team has a weaker out-of-conference schedule, but is still being reflected in the team by being named third in the Atlantic 10 preseason poll. The team received one first-place vote and fell behind top vote-getter St. Louis and 2014 regular season champion Rhode Island. UC Virginia Commonwealth placed fourth, and his last year's tournament champion Fordham falls to seventh.
It all started for the Patriots by hosting the Kuiken-Strong DC College Cup, a championship that the team has won the past 5 tournament titles. First up were the Howard Bison, opponents which Mason defeated 7-0 last season. Things got started off quickly in the 3rd minute as Daniel Hoffman sent a ball to the front of the net. A screen set by teammate Janik Eckenrode distracted the keeper long enough to give Mason the early 1-0 lead. The team's leader in goals for the Bison, Kyle Celestine, equalized the scoreboard thanks to a mishandle by Mason's goalkeeper, Stephen Kraus. Mason rallied back, though, in the second half, scoring 4 more goals. 2 for senior Edgar Zepeda, 1 from Colin Hunter, and 1 from Janik Eckenrode to lead the team to a 5-1 victory.
Then on Sunday, the team would face American for the tournament championship. Many problems from the game before came into play. Mason had many missed opportunities, including a rocket of a shot from Henning Dirks that hit the top of the crossbar, till the Eagles got on top of the game with a corner kick from Liam Robley, being headed in by Dale Ludwig in a fantastic athletic effort. American rack up 2 more goals from defender Michael Cherry and a penalty kick from Robley to go up 3-0 at half. The Patriots would get 1 goal back from freshman Stephen Durbin in the second, but that would be all she wrote for Mason as American would go on to get the 3-1 victory and take the Kuiken-Strong DC College Cup Championship. Durbin would be one of 3 Mason players to make the all-tournament team. Joining him were defenders Bryce Colcom and Alan Sargent. The team leaves the weekend with a 1-1 overall record. Really an interesting weekend for men's soccer. I know a lot of people had high hopes, especially after beating Howard 5-1, but I was at that game and things didn't look clean for Mason there early on.
Yeah, different season, new team. They've been a very strong team for the last 2 years. We kind of expect a little better play from them, but hey, it's easy. It's a beginning of the season. They could bounce back. They have a lot of time to get things going, and the fact that they were able to still beat Howard, a team that they should beat, and they beat them pretty well, that's good for the future.
Yeah, it gives the team an interesting situation because last year, of course, that disappointment of not making the NCAA tournament, they needed this win against American, but American was another team that many thought would be a team making the NCAA tournament last year. Certainly they did. Big win for American. They look to be strong heading forward, and we'll just see what holds up store for Mason.
Certainly not a team that we can just blow by American.
Yeah,
they are
exactly.
a strong opponent. We would have liked to get the win, but they are a solid team. And like you said, they have high hopes for the season. It could be a contender for the NCAA playoffs this year.
Yeah.
So with that, let's take a look now at women's soccer. The team looks to bounce back from a rough season last year where they finished 4-11-2 and finished 10th in the A10 with a 2-4-2 conference record. With a new season, though, comes new faces. After losing 6 seniors to graduation, all of which were regular starters for the team, Mason has added 10 new faces to the team, one of which is head coach. Todd Bramble was hired in March of this year to be the new women's head soccer coach after spending 7 seasons as the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide women's soccer team. He has a career coaching record of 137, 116, and 30 in 14 seasons, including 8 NCAA tournament appearances, 2 of which he made the Sweet 16. Heading into the season, the team was picked to finish 10th in the conference standings, 2 spots out of a berth for the conference tournament.
Starting things off, Bramwell has already been able to make an impression on his new team early as he led to the team to a 2-1 record to start the season. Mason dropped the first game to East Carolina University 0-2, but bounced back nicely to beat American University 3-0 and UMBC 3-2 in double overtime. Junior Sarah Hardison has started out hot, scoring 4 goals for the team in her first 3 games, including a hat trick in the game against American University. Sophomores Abby Downey and Erin Mitchell each scored a goal in the UMBC game, with Downey's goal being the eventual game winner coming in the 105th minute. Sophomore Kayla Williams and freshman Emily Little have contributed 2 assists each to lead the Patriots through 3 games. Senior Emma Starr, junior Alex Myers, and sophomore Naomi Serrano each have 1 assist in the season. The redshirt junior Kristen Glad has protected the net in all 3 games and has only allowed 4 goals in the 3 games while saving 20 shots. Very impressive for Glad there.
Very good start of the season for her. The women's soccer team's next game will be their home opener. They open up this game this season this Friday, September 4th at 5 p.m. at Mason Stadium on the Fairfax campus of George Mason University, putting their 2-1 record on the line against UNCW in the first game of the Patriot Invitational.
Yep, I'm really interested to see the women's soccer team. They've been away for 2 weeks. I saw their game against East Carolina online, and Bramble, he's changing the team. He's bringing in his own system, and it looks well.
Seems like a new energy has been found with this team after a struggle to start the season last year. Already getting off to a much better start than they did last season. Yeah. A lot of high hopes for this team this year.
Yeah, very excited to see even the younger players, Naomi Serrano and Sarah Hardison. They're stepping up and being leaders. They obviously like Bramble being their new head coach. Now moving on to the women's volleyball team as they kicked off their first season with new head coach Jackie Simpson as the head of the team. The program had high hopes for Wisconsin Badger alum to bring success to the Mason team. She'll have many role players from last season returning for the Patriots, including top hitters Morgan Martin and Jessie Greenslade, planning to lead the team, as Lola Awaknaran will be the lead blocker on the team. With Simpson bringing in a strong freshman squad, the mixed styles could be highly advantageous for the team. Fellow coaches in the Atlantic 10, however, did not have as high hopes for the Patriots, selecting them 7th in the preseason poll. Powerhouse Dayton is expected to repeat as champions, receiving 8 first-place votes. Revolutionary rival George Washington, as you can see, has climbed up to 2nd, and the last team expected to the tournament field will be Duquesne.
The team jumped off to a great start of the season, winning the season opener at Georgetown 3-0. Lola Awaknaran led the team in kills and blocks with 9 and 7 respectively. Caitlin Hipsher stepped up to be a top setter on the team, tallying 27 of the team's 31 assists in the game. This was the team's first season opening with a win since 2009. The last season, the team won the CAA championship and advanced to the NCAA tournament. High hopes now for the team, and see if they can continue that this year.
Yep, things then kept going on for the team on Saturday. The squad would continue in the DC Volleyball Challenge, which is an entire really tournament event between more DC area schools. This time they were at home against Howard. The team won 2 competitive sets early, thanks to plays from Morgan Martin, who had 19 kills throughout the match, and sophomore Sydney Fanoga, who had a career game with 13 kills of her own. Although Howard battled back and won the 3rd set commandingly, Mason used the great back play of Erica Partridge, who had 15 digs as libero, and Jelena Kabanovich, who brought in 11 to conclude the match, 25-8 in the 4th set. That's an incredible line there in the 4th set, just going out, especially, again, that was another game I was at. Howard completely controlled the 3rd set, looked like they were coming out, had the opportunity to even things up, but in the 4th set, Mason complete control. Partridge, she was serving for the entire time. We went on a long stretch there. I think Mason won about 10 points in a row. Good sign for women's volleyball right there.
Definitely, especially when a team's coming back and shows that they were able to stop any momentum and prove that they were the better team in that game, and they showed that in the 4th set. Very nice to see. The 3rd and final game of the tournament took place this past Saturday against American University. The Patriots fought hard against the reigning Patriot League champions, but came up short and dropped their first game of the season to the Eagles by a score of 3-0. Jessie Greenslade led the Patriots with 7 kills, and Morgan Martin and Sydney Fanoga contributed 6 kills each, while Caitlin Hipsher continued to lead the team in assists with 25 in this match. Again, freshman Erica Partridge had a big match as libero, hustling after every ball, sacrificing her body on multiple occasions by diving after the ball to keep the volley alive. She led the Patriots team with 19 digs and 17 receptions in that game.
interesting weekend for the Patriots, coming out 2-1 to start the year. The Patriots and new head coach Jackie Simpson look to continue their season with winning ways as they head to Washington, D.C. this weekend to participate in the D.C. Classic, where they will face Western Carolina and the University of Pennsylvania on Saturday before traveling up to College Park, Maryland to finish the tournament against Howard and Maryland University on Sunday.
Team's looking good so far, Tyler. You gotta like how they've started off this season, especially after a bit of a rough season last year. Got a lot of high hopes for this season upcoming.
Yeah, strong starts for all Mason teams. I remember it was Friday night. Women's volleyball just had their season opener. Men's soccer had their season opener. They won. Women's soccer team was 2-1 combined. Everyone was 4-1. I was like, it's going to be a good year for Mason ball sports.
They're doing well so far. Hopefully we can keep it going. Now let's take a look at the men's cross country team. The men's cross country team had a very successful season last year in which they won the A10 championships and then finished 6th as a team in the IC4A ECAC championships. They enter this season as reigning A10 champions and will look to repeat as champions as they have most of their top runners returning from last season. The men's cross country team did lose a couple of key members of last year's championship team to graduation in Michael Conway and James Lurs. Conway was Mason's best runner last season, finishing first among his teammates in every race he competed in and finishing in the top 5 among all runners in 4 of the competitions, including a second best overall time in the A10 championships. Lurs was one of Mason's top 5 runners, and his presence and leadership will be missed. 3 of Mason's top runners, however, are returning for the 2015 season. They are junior Stephen Flynn, redshirt senior Stuart Lambden Cowell, and redshirt freshman Logan Miller. The men's cross-country season will officially begin Saturday, September 5th, at the Spider Invitational at Pole Green Park in Mechanicsville, Virginia.
Yeah, losing Michael Conway, that's big. That's big for the team. I saw last year Conway was doing a lot for the team, but I mean, Stephen Flynn is a huge opportunity for him to step up as a junior. A couple younger players on the roster doing as well. Women's cross-country team, actually, very similar situation. They're losing Bethany Shadowbean, and they will kick off their 2015 campaign this week as well at the same invitational. The Green and Gold was selected to finish 7th of the 14-team Atlantic 10 Conference in the preseason poll, the same position the team finished in the 2014 A10 Championships. As I mentioned before, they will be without star runner Bethany Shadowbean, who won George Mason's very first A10 championship 2 seasons ago as an individual. This will leave numerous chances for Bailey Konich and Jennifer Nakamura to lead the squad after being the top 5 finishers for Mason in each race they participated in and for 2014. To wrap up the show, early in the summer, long-standing coach of the George Mason men's volleyball team, Fred Chow, parted ways with the program. Chow coached the team for an incredible 17 years, earning the EIVA Coach of the Year award 3 times over that span. Athletics has already named his replacement months in advance of the men's volleyball season in Jay Hosack, an assistant of the national contender Penn State. This will be Hosack's second stint as a head coach, previously holding the top position at the University of California, Santa Cruz for 4 seasons. Very tough to see Fred Chow go. Truly one of those genuinely nice guys. Just absolutely fantastic player, or coach, excuse me.
I know that I had the experience to talk to him numerous occasions last year, and he really is a great guy. He knows his volleyball, and he has led this Mason team to be a very strong contender every year, year in and year out in the EIVA. His presence will surely be missed, but you have to like the new head coach that they got. You can't doubt a person who has worked for the national contender every year in Penn State.
Yeah, has a lot of West Coast experience behind him, and if you're a fan of men's volleyball, you will know those West Coast teams. They are consistently winning the national championship. I recently saw Fred Chow did accept an assistant coach position at Virginia Tech for their women's volleyball team, so all the best to Chow later on.
All the best. Well, that will wrap up this week's edition of Mason Sports Insider. Here's a look ahead at this week's upcoming schedule.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a very interesting week, to say the least. I mean, strong start for the year, and it's going to really be interesting to see how the teams will handle this upcoming weekend. I mean, women's soccer, they started off as the only team participating on Friday, kicking off the Patriot Invitational against UNC Wilmington. They also have other games of the tournament against Appalachian State. And, well, they already played UMBC, so UMBC will be a team that they will not play, but all 4 of those teams will be in the mix there. As we mentioned, the men's and women's cross-country team will play in the Spider Invitational as they kick off their season. And as we mentioned earlier as well, women's volleyball team will kick things off at the DC Classic, a tournament that is hosted by Howard. And then don't forget men's soccer. They have a game on Saturday night against Albany. So that'll be exciting. On a home game, make sure you come out, represent. The George Mason Patriots had some huge crowds at the games this weekend, so hopefully we can bring some more into the crowd. All right, we would like to thank you for watching this edition of Mason Sports Insider. I hope you enjoyed being here with us once again. Welcome to the show, Dan Ward. Until next time, I am Tyler Byrum alongside Dan Ward, and we will see you next time, Mason.